So these are the two suggestions. Once your specific person is back and you are seeing each other, advice on how to balance affirming / trying to consciously manifest. That in itself is the problem. Let me read it again. How to balance affirming / trying to consciously manifest how things go versus just letting things naturally progress. That's the first question. And the second suggestion is, once SP and you are talking again, how to not push to talking about the relationship to slowly catch the monkey and be in the knowing it's yours. So one person's in a situation where the person's come back and they're talking again. They don't want to push it and have the talk to see where they are, where they stand. And the other person's got back in the relationship but doesn't want to overdo it with techniques and just allow it to be. But how do they do that if they've still got old thinking that they need to change? Guys, I just filmed part 3 of Thought Transmission 101, and it's one of my most profound videos, and it's going to be dropping in the squad on Monday. So by the time this is on YouTube, it will have dropped. So if you come and join the squad right now, you'll get parts 1, 2, and 3, the final part of Thought Transmission 101. And in part 3, I go deep into how you guys are thinking wrong about your reality. A lot of you are still thinking you're doing things to make things happen. So in the first person's question, they're saying, how do I just allow it to be, let things unfold, rather than affirming and trying to consciously manifest? Most of you are trying to consciously manifest. Most of you are trying. Most of you are doing. Most of you are affirming. Most of you are doing techniques to get something to happen. Now, you might think I'm contradicting myself because I have courses that teach you techniques, workbooks where you script. I even have a thought transmission channel where I literally get you to affirm along with me with affirmation recordings or meditations. The thing is, the doing isn't what manifests. It's the knowing. It's the being. Now, the second person's question is, how do you not talk about the relationship and push it and be in the knowing? Now, do you guys know what being in the knowing means? Both people are trying to be in the knowing, but one person's trying to avoid doing 3D shit, like having a talk and asking where the relationship's going, and the other person's trying to avoid doing too many techniques. They're both actually trying to do the right thing, but they're in the habit of doing rather than being. Now, in part 3, I'm teaching you that it's your being, the thing you're being, that matters, not what you're trying to get them to do. What you're trying to get them to say, to think like, to be like. It's how you're being like that matters. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I highly recommend you come and join us in the squad for part 3, because it's a over 30-minute video. It's a very, very long course video where I give you a mantra to say so you really, really get this. And in the full website version, there'll be a full meditation, because I know how you guys love my recordings. To be in the being that you want to be in, to be in the knowing, requires no effort doing-wise. Now, a lot of you will be like, what the fuck, Loz? You get us to say affirmations, or you have a YouTube channel with affirmations on it. Isn't that doing something? Is it? What are you doing when you're listening to affirmation tapes? You're doing this. Am I doing something? If I'm lying in an easy chair and listening to a meditation, am I doing something? There's a different kind of doing. It's the doing in your mind that matters. So if you're listening to one of my sleep tapes on my Thought Transmission YouTube channel, you're simply sleeping and it's sinking in. Or you're listening during the day and you're listening to it. Or you might be saying the affirmations out loud or in your head. Great. But there's not a lot of doing involved. You're being different internally. If you listen to a meditation, you're being different by visualizing what's being said in the meditation. You're walking along a beautiful forest. It's green and lush, and there's a cool breeze blowing. What are you doing? You're visualizing. You're literally lying back and seeing in your mind what I'm describing. That's the level of doing you want to be doing. That's it. So when I say do nothing, when Neville says do nothing, when the Bible says do nothing, you're doing it in your head. You're doing it with your God self. You're doing it with your imagination. That is God in you. That's all you're doing. And no one knows what you're doing. You could be at your SP's house. You've just got back together. He's standing there and you're in the kitchen together and he said something you don't like and you start changing that thing he said in your head. You start thinking differently about him in your head. You don't allow old thoughts to kick in, and you could even start affirming against what he just said. Is he hearing you? Are you doing anything out loud? You're in the kitchen with him, chopping up the dinner, making a salad, but he doesn't know what you're doing internally. You're doing something, but you're doing it internally. No one can see what you're doing. The person who's trying to be in the knowing, what does that even mean? Knowing it is what? It is how you want it to be. It is done. It is complete. It is the way you want it. It is how you want it to be now. So to be in the knowing would mean, in this person's case, they've just started talking again, but they're not actually back together. But she's got to be in the knowing that they are. She's got to imagine that they are internally. Doesn't have to have a talk with them. Doesn't have to sit them down, have the conversation, have the chat, have the what am I to you, what are we talk. Because what's the point? That's a whole lot of doing out here when you should be doing it in here. Now, in Thought Transmission 101, you'll learn that everything you're doing in here is being sent to them anyway. So you feel like you're doing nothing, but really you are doing a whole lot of doing this. Because they're receiving everything that's going on in here, good or bad, intentional or not intentional, doing it or not doing it. They're receiving it anyway.